This segment of the Port Jeff Pulse is sponsored by Houndstown in Port Jefferson, home to the happiest dogs on earth.
Hey everybody. Hey,
Hello.
Kevin.
Hey. How you doing? Good morning.
How are you?
Very good.
So we have Karl Janhsen here today, who's the past Commodore and the current treasurer of our Village Cup Regatta that's happening right here in the Port Jefferson Harbor.
Yep.
Right? On September 9th of this year.
Hello, Karl.
How are you?
How you doing? I
am great.
Your hair is more blonde.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Can we talk? Do we want to talk about it?
We're going to talk about this on air.
You get a little more sun. Let's leave it at that.
We'll do that.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Then we'll talk about inspirations later.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so tell us about what's happening on the water.
Yeah, the regatta.
Well, September 9th, we've got the regatta. This is going to be our 8th year. We have about 30 boats that participate. Basically, all club members volunteer their time, volunteer their boats. We take crew from both Port Jeff Village as well as Mather Hospital. We divide them into two teams, have a little race, a little regatta, see who wins. A little competitive. They say it's not supposed to be competitive, but whenever
a little competitive. Come on, Karl.
No, we have a lot of fun. Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah, and Ralph Macchio will be our ambassador once again this year. He does a great job for us every year. Volunteers his time as well. And we have a Memorial Day, a Memorial Parade of Boats. Starts at 11 o'clock. Everybody gets to see that from the Harborfront Park.
Okay.
We have a bagpiper who plays many selections.
Okay.
It really commemorates we lost 2 members in the yacht club. That was the inspiration for creating the foundation.
Okay.
Raising money for basically pancreatic cancer cures. As well as Mather Hospital receives half of the donations that we raise.
Okay.
And they have a palliative care center.
Okay.
That we work closely with, and then we have half of it goes to the Lustgarten Foundation.
Okay.
Who's
Okay.
looking for a cure.
And let's tell our viewers and our audience to date what you guys have raised in money.
We've raised $377,000.
That's no joke.
Yep.
That's a big number. That's fantastic.
The race was, I guess, the brainchild of Chuck Chiaramonte, one of our past Commodores. He is one of the founding members of the foundation, and Gary Pasavia.
Okay.
They work tirelessly to raise funds, raise awareness, and it's been very successful. And it's a joy to be part of.
Right, that's great.
For those inlanders or those not familiar with terminology on the water, the word regatta means what? What does it actually mean?
It's a formal sailboat race.
It's a formal set, so there are no engines. They might putter around if they need to get here, but there's no engines driving this race at all.
Right. Once you start the countdown for the race, you shut your engines off, and basically it's all sail power.
Right. And the other thing is, yes, they parade around here, but they race out there.
Yes.
In the Sound. Yeah, very cool.
Yep.
So those two things together equal a regatta. And I see here, if I may, I know we're not going to go too crazy on the competition because the result is the money raised, but we've had the Village win this. Am I right on this? 4 times, and Mather Hospital win 2 times.
Correct.
Okay, so for those of you that represent the Mather Hospital team, good luck to you. We want to even it up or get it close to even, actually.
Yep.
Typically, how many people are on a boat?
We have between 4 and 6 people. You have the captain. You may have some experienced crew that the captain races with, whether they race weekly or in different regattas outside of this one. But you have your experienced crew, and then we get crew from both Mather Hospital and the Village. And those individuals can be experienced or not experienced.
Okay, but there's absolutely one experienced person on that boat,
Absolutely.
for sure. Okay, and typically how many boats in the regatta?
28 to 30.
Okay.
You have 30 registered, you said, right now?
Right now, we are compiling the list.
Okay.
Usually 2 to 3 weeks before the event, we know exactly who's racing, which team they're going to race on, what their handicap is.
Okay.
And
let everyone know again, like the course. Where is it exactly? It's not in the harbor, right? It's outside the inlet.
Correct.
Okay.
A little bit east of the inlet.
Okay.
And we set the race course that morning. We may use government marks like different buoys to go around, but
And
don't
depending
set
upon
that.
the conditions and stuff, right? Okay.
Yep. Wind speed,
Yep.
wind direction.
Yep.
Has every year been different in terms of the elements? In other words, it makes a different
Yes.
race.
Yes.
Well, yeah, one year the race got canceled.
Yeah.
Yep.
2012.
In 2012 due to too high winds.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Because we're using, individuals who may or may not race,
True.
Right.
and they just,
Right.
if the wind speed goes over, I think it's 26 knots,
Okay.
we basically just cancel it and,
Right.
just have
Smart.
a great party back here.
Yeah. Again, a disclaimer or a notice that noise you hear in the back is not Ryan brushing his teeth, and it's not a weed whacker. It is the
Chainsaw.
probably what will be the last day of the work done on the beautiful Danfords Hotel and Marina top deck. What they're actually doing, and I feel compelled to explain this, is cutting the columns, which are now capped in white, and they look beautiful. But they're underneath that is wood, and they're using chainsaws. So I think our audio is good enough locally, but I thought I'd explain that because that would be wondering
Yeah.
because they can't
Right.
see it.
Right, exactly. Like, what is that noise?
Since you're a man of the water, any other water events and or notices you want to share with us?
Gee, we've got the Around Long Island Regatta coming up. We compete every year on, again, Chuck Giamonti's boat, Harvest Moon. We've done well in the past. So I believe that begins July 28th,
Coming up.
2 o'clock in the afternoon, right outside of Liberty Landing, New York Harbor. So that's going to be an exciting race that goes all the way
Gorgeous.
from New York Harbor around to Hempstead Harbor, about
Wow.
211 miles.
Wow, that's far.
Wonderful.
Yep.
How about just in terms of local here? Last week we had Katrina on, and she runs the rentals here with the snow shed and the kayaks. What do you like to do personally on the water these days?
Basically sail my own boat.
Excellent.
That's right out here in Port Jeff. and,
Didn't Michael Seifert said there's some type of Wednesday night? There's some night where they go
Yes.
sailing every week or something.
Right. We've got Tuesday night is the Port Jefferson Yacht Club Summer
go.
Series.
Yep.
That begins at 7 o'clock. Probably have about 16 to 18 boats take part in that. That's open to club members as well as local clubs, people who just want to go out and race. We have a online application at the Port Jeff Yacht Club website, and then the Mount Sinai Sailing Association will typically race on Thursday nights, and then throughout the summer into the fall there will be special races. Back in June we had our Harbor Cup. That's an annual event sponsored by the Yacht Club, but the Mount Sinai Sailing Association also has
Right.
special races and special cruises just to get people out on the boat
Right.
enjoying the water.
That's great.
Yep.
Carl, I have some personal questions for you.
Okay. Here we
Here we
go.
go.
It never is only about the
Can't wait.
the topic, but actually I'm both intrigued and very happy because let me just come out with it.
Uh-oh, here we go. All right.
When I was like, I'll tell you exactly the year, 77,
Oh, Lord.
right?
The Dynasty Tour.
No, then it was before then. Whatever Kiss Alive was,
Yep.
my mother heard me listening to
70s,
Kiss,
Yep.
and it was
right.
such a exciting time
Did you
for
say
rock
your
music.
mother?
My mother listened to me listening to Kiss in the
Oh,
basement
got
and
it,
goes,
okay.
"What the hell are you listening to? Cold gin and all this stuff." I was 13 at that time. And it was such a refreshing experience. So let me get right into it. Exciting band, Kiss. You're a fan.
Big fan. Yep.
Why are you a fan?
Um,
Same reasons. I just to lit my world on fire. I was a guitarist, and it was
Okay.
like, look. They're not the greatest musicians. Doesn't matter. They are awesome.
Yeah, they are awesome.
I could tell you one story. Dynasty Tour, 1977, 10 years old, 10th birthday. What I wanted to go see was Kiss at Madison Square Garden. My father said, "I will absolutely not take you." So my mom took me and my two friends, John and Bobby, to Madison Square Garden to see Kiss during the Dynasty Tour, and she said it was probably the best concert she's ever seen. So,
It was always
Kudos
good
to
clean
Mom.
fun. It was
Oh,
good
yeah.
clean by today's
Yep.
standards. It's
Oh,
it's
you
rated
kidding?
G+. I mean,
My
it-
goodness,
it's
yeah.
all good clean fun. It's
Yeah.
theatrics.
Yep.
They just have their stuff down. Here's the thing: they're still doing it.
Yep.
But Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons can be an ass, yes. But the team, the duo of what they've done is just tremendous.
Collectively.
And plus, they started in Queens. There's a real grit to Queens. Let's
Yeah.
get it out there.
Yeah.
There's
Right.
just something that during that day was so exciting. The garage band thing, and then those guys rising above the garage to world stardom. That in itself is just such a great story.
Right.
But them getting that makeup down, getting the music down, getting the show down, I'm absolutely a fan. I'm so glad to see you were. So much so that I thought you were going to come on the show with a star.
Well, funny to say that.
Great.
I think it was Halloween a year and a half ago. My wife is the social director down at the Yacht Club, and she had a Halloween party, and so we got another couple, and we went as Kiss.
Nice.
And I tell you, my wife did a great job.
Excellent.
She was Ace Frehley,
Nice.
and she couldn't have looked more perfect. I mean, probably cost me $1,000 in supplies, but she looked good, and I was, of course, Paul Stanley. So
I want to tell you my story. Same age group, right? You're definitely before 16, and we're finding ways to get to concerts unconventionally. My parents also wouldn't take me, but I got there. I think it was the Garden as well. Now, my grandfather used to be a musician at the Garden, and I knew all kinds of back ways to get around the Garden. So lo and behold, we end up in the roof of the Garden, if you can imagine, over the stage watching Kiss.
really,
You can imagine our surprise when the flames came up to whoop, right? We're looking down on them. We were in the ceiling.
Yep.
Me and my friend Michael. It was fantastic. What a great memory.
Yeah. Well,
These are the kinds of things you can do.
Yeah,
Good,
right.
clean fun.
Yes.
You're not trespassing. You just happen to be in the ceiling of a Kiss
No,
concert.
exactly. Now, that wouldn't happen now.
When's the last time you saw him? I saw him at the beach. Last time.
I saw him at Nassau Coliseum. I think it was the Hot in the Shade tour, which I think was probably early '90s. So it was a while ago. But like I said,
if they come around, because you never know what retirement means these days.
Exactly.
We will go.
Okay, that sounds like a plan.
You love that we go from water and regatta to Kiss.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
That's what makes
We can cover all.
That's what makes
topics.
conversation
It's
great.
all important.
Very cool. Glad to know that.
Yep.
Good to see you, my
got it.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so
Yes,
much.
good
Appreciate
luck
it.
with the
Thank
regatta.
you
I'm
so
so
much.
excited for you
Yeah,
guys.
come on down.
Yeah, what's the website? We want to tell people about how to
Sure.
get to know it.
Just go to PortJeffersonYachtClub.com.
Yep.
If you want to email either myself or Charles Chiamonti, you can do Carl at PortJeffersonYachtClub.com, or you can do Chuck at Port Jefferson Yacht Club for more information. If you want to, contribute, you want to come down to the party, we can arrange for
basically,
tickets, things like that.
just to go over, you raise revenue
Yeah.
via sponsorship and/or donations.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Those are the two
We have
main
different
ways.
levels
Okay.
of sponsorships,
Yeah.
and there's different advertising that you get, but based upon the level of contributions, and you get tickets onto the boats and
Yep.
things like that. So there are benefits.
And
for
there's all kinds of
contributing.
past media for you to look at that website.
Yeah.
Quite honestly,
Yeah.
YouTube. So check it out for those
Yep.
of you who don't know about it. And
PortJeffersonYachtClub.com.
please support it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Thanks again.
Thank you.